Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first Ask Me Anything, the first AMA ever on this channel. So I'm checking in. You guys have free reign. Ask me any questions. And yeah, we'll go from there. We'll see what everybody is up to. We have never done anything like this before on the channel. So super excited. It's been a really long time since we've live streamed. Thought I'd bring it back and get back into it. Really wanted to kind of pick this up again. And I miss it. I miss it from last summer. Last summer we did a was it last summer? We did a 30-day challenge, and that was super cool. We just talked about 30 side hustles in 30 days, and that was really fun. That was super cool. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked that out, definitely check that out for sure. Feel free to ask any questions you guys have in the chat. It should be open. I'm just over here, just kind of working on an article here for a review for the newsletter platform that I'm working on, and just been kind of working on that, trying to revive this blog that I had well, it's been like 2.5 years now, give or take. But I kind of focused the efforts more on like YouTube, and so I'm trying to have the newsletter going, have that been going for about 11 months now, and now I'm going back full circle, trying to get the blog going. So if you guys have any questions, business, side hustles, anything, just let me know down in the chat. It should be wide open. So I'll keep an eye out for anybody come through. And as mentioned, there's a pinned comment. Tips are always greatly appreciated, but there's no obligation. And yeah, let's see what we got here. So the current platform that I'm using for the newsletter is called Beehive. So I'm not sure if anybody's aware of that. I actually just started a newsletter this year in January. I didn't have any experience with newsletters, but I'm really enjoying it. And it's been really easy, super easy to kind of navigate through, and kind of just make money. I mean, there's so many different ways you can monetize the newsletter itself. That's a big thing that we're talking about on this channel recently, is monetizing the newsletter. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Hey, what's up, Mr. Waffle FR? How you doing? Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for the comments. Really appreciate it. What do you got going on? What are you up to? Really want to make this interactive and engaging. So this is an AMA. Feel free to ask anything, obviously within YouTube's guidelines. But yeah, anything, you know, business, side hustle. Hey, Jax, how you doing? Hey, Jax. Nice. Right on. Cool. Hey, my relationship place 1209. Do you do affiliate marketing email blasts? What are some tips to monetize the channel? Yeah, so are you talking about so my relationship place, do you mean for affiliate marketing email blasts, do you already have some sort of a newsletter email marketing platform that you use? Or, what are you doing with affiliate marketing? Like what kind of platform? Okay, no worries. Bye, Jax. Thanks for stopping in. No, I'm new. Okay. Um, no, that's perfect. So have you started thinking about maybe kind of what you want to do, my relationship place, like in terms of Do you want to create videos or do you want to write articles or okay. So I would say if you really want to start, um, you can start. I launched on Beehive. The platform I launched on Beehive. It's totally free to start, totally free to join. Um, and you can have up to like 2,500 subscribers. Excuse me. So I'm gonna put in the chat real quick. Great videos, awesome. That's cool. I think that's a great. Are you thinking about doing faceless videos, or are you thinking about maybe like showing your face? Because I was so nervous when I first did it. Yeah, you're welcome. It's free to join, free to sign up. My Relation Place 1219. Definitely check it out. I have a lot of videos about Beehive on this channel, so you're more than welcome to check those out. All of my education, everything I give is free. Cartoon interviewing me. Cartoon interviewing me. Okay, right on. That's cool. So what about like shorts or long form video? That's cool. That's very cool. Mr. Waffle FR. I'm a cooker who wears a buck skull live. What does that mean? What's a buck skull live? You mean on like a live stream? Or like yeah, what does that mean? I don't think I've ever heard of that before. These are some good questions though. I go live while wearing a skin of an elk. That sounds pretty intense to me. I love that idea. Skull. Skull of an elk, not skin. Sorry, skull. That's pretty dang cool. Do you have some sort of like channel, Mr. Waffle, or anything that you're currently filming videos on? Okay, I'll do one long form every week and a bunch of short form weekly. That's awesome. That is super that's really like I think like aspiring for to do one long form every week and a bunch of short form weekly. I tried to do that, and like I don't know your personal kind of situation, but when you have like a lot of stuff going on, like other work things or family or whatever, it really gets challenging really fast for real. So you really just got to kind of find what is your comfort, like what is your what can you do consistently. I was at the point where I was like seriously filming a long form YouTube video like once a month, and I felt so like defeated because I was like that's crazy. I mean, I didn't feel like I was making progress, but hey, you can only do what you can do, right? So okay, so you do lives on Saturday and Sunday. So are you doing lives like from your phone, or do you have like a computer kind of like desk setup that you do lives on? I was thinking of recording 5 hours straight. Yeah, okay, that's a good idea. My relationship place. If you can sit down and you can record 5 hours straight, and split it apart like into different videos, is that kind of what you're talking about? That's awesome. That is that would be great if you could basically batch film. Then that you're gonna really get ahead of the game. Mr. Waffle, you have 6 cameras. That's cool. What cameras do you have? Or what is your favorite? What's your favorite camera? Okay, my relationship place. I want to do lives twice a month. I think that is super realistic. Doing lives like twice a month. Um, because you know what? You dictate how long do you want to do it. Whether you have like some sort of a script or you just going off the cuff. A lot of the times I don't really have a script if I'm gonna do a live. But sometimes I'll share my screen, like my big screen, and or the computer screen or whatever, and I'll kind of show. So yeah, I really want to do a live on like Beehive and like talk about how to set up the newsletter, and for new people, how to monetize, that kind of thing. Yeah, that is for sure. For going 5 hours, that's no joke. Have you guys heard of these like jewels? Like when you join a live stream. I've never actually seen them. I think they're active on my channel, but I've never seen them before. I'm not even sure how it works. Like I've learned to post on podcasts using RSS too. That's very cool. Actually haven't dove into podcasts at all. Um, One of the cool things actually about Beehive is that they do have a newsletter to podcast feature where they basically create an audio kind of version of your newsletter. So that's pretty cool. The big thing for me personally is like, I I didn't know how to I really didn't know how to write like a newsletter, and I don't know anything about copywriting. I don't know anything about like my English writing skills isn't the best, but yeah, I think it does do that too. Okay, so let's get it to Spotify and Apple both. Yep, I think so. Yeah, Mr. Waffle. I don't really hunt. I have family that does, but I don't. Just so busy with stuff around. I just don't like. Um, I don't. I never really like kind of got into it, whatever. But that's cool. Where do you go? Where do you go hunting? Hit a massive 1,200 alpha male moose. Just wow, that's crazy. 1,200 pounds. That's insane. That is a large, large creature. I've been doing other stuff. It's time for me to do for my own too. Yeah, for sure. What do you think the ones that are going to start? Hey, Daily Dose of Roblox, how you doing? Um, for you guys that are going to start being content creators, what do you think is your most challenging, um, I guess, obstacle to get started? I mean, what do you feel like is kind of holding you back, or is making you the most scared, or what do you feel like? What do you feel like is something that is really kind of a really challenging moment for you? I'm just curious because like I've only been doing YouTube for like I started in February of 23, so like a little less than 3 years. Was that 2.5 years? How much money do I have to spend? So daily dose of Roblox 100. So when you're talking about how much money do you have to spend, sorry, what are you referring to? Yeah, Mr. Waffle, I have really bad social anxiety. You know what? You could. It's. I hear you. It's crazy because you're sitting here and you're just kind of like talking to a camera, literally like right here, and it's it's not easy. But honestly, the more that you do it and the more that you kind of get rolling, the more experience that you have, you're gonna like stink in the very beginning. You're gonna have bad videos. You're gonna hate the way you sound, hate the way you look, hate everything about your videos. But the point is, you just got to get a little bit more experience, and you got to keep going. Um, what held me back was fear. No more of doing this. Yeah. No, you know what? I mean, the fear can drive you almost to like permanent like disability. So um yeah, it's pretty crazy how fear can just overcome everything and stop you in your tracks. And believe me, I still have that after 2.5 years of being on YouTube. So all right, let's see. I don't want to miss this question. So daily dose of Roblox, if you're still out there, how much money I have to spend? So do you mean how much money do you have to spend to start like creating content, or because you can, one of the things I was telling these guys when I started, this year I started a newsletter and I had no idea how to create articles, write articles, right? You're just literally writing. You're just typing your thoughts, and I've been able to monetize the newsletter easily to a couple $100 a month for sure. So, oh man, Mr. Wolf, I'm so sorry to hear that. You know what? At the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do to make money. There's no shame in, working and doing what you can to make money. As long as it's on the up and up, you do what you got to do. Has anybody out there, have you guys tried any kind of like online business? Anybody tried anything? I know you guys are talking about um, like content creation, but have you tried anything and had any luck or any success with anything? Not yet. Okay. Yeah, no, there's no worries. I mean, daily dose of Roblox, no problem. You got to start somewhere, right? Sorry guys, I'm not looking at the thing. I'm looking at the chat right here on my screen. That's good. My relationship plays. You're learning. Seriously, don't ever stop learning. I mean, I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing. When I go on live and my voice starts cracking and I don't feel prepared and I feel like who's gonna watch this stuff? What do I have to bring to the table? It's almost a very kind of like sobering experience when you decide that you want to make content. You don't know how it's going to be received. You have a constant fear of being judged, and you just got to get past that. And I don't know how to help with that besides tell you from somebody who has that, just keep pushing forward. You need to keep filming yourself, keep making videos. So I know what works with your anxiety. Oh, that's cool. You're helping someone with production. That's awesome. That's a huge plus right there. I learned a lot about AI, using AI agents when creating programs and phone apps. That's cool. Those are some excellent skills to have right there. Yep, that's great. If you're confident to make money before you start, I mean, um, it's such a cool thing. Let me tell you guys real quick. Let me tell you a quick story. So there's some things that were going on in my life that I tried to, everybody always wants to make money, right? I mean, yeah, let me make, you see all these, these gurus and these people that have like millions of followers, and they make it look so easy. Like it's super easy, but the problem is you don't see the fact that they're working 12, 16, 18 hours a night or day. Um, they're failing after failing after failing, trial and error, and they're spending hundreds, tens of thousands, maybe more on learning and growing and educating, and um, it's super rare, I think, to have a viral video on YouTube and to just make money instantly. Like it took me, how long did it take? Uh, it took me over a year, almost a year and a half probably, to get monetized on YouTube. So, I mean, it was definitely a long time. I was a producer in the. That's cool. That's very cool. How did you like that? How'd you like the producer side of the house? That sounds like really cool. That is very cool. So one of the things that for me that I wanted to do, I know I wanted to, I guess, what's the word? I wanted to kind of like complement YouTube. So you always hear about people talking about having multiple streams of income. just because you can't rely on one thing. So I knew that I wanted to do YouTube, and maybe have some money coming through like AdSense or whatever. But aside from that, that's why I wanted to do the email newsletter, because that way you don't have to rely on an audience. So like with Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, they all those all of those platforms, they have an algorithm that basically owns your audience. I mean, they control it. So if they make a change and then your audience disappears, you're kind of screwed, right? But with an email newsletter, you have like direct contact and like direct connection to your audience, your email subscribers, literally every single week. So that's the cool part about having a newsletter, and being able to like talk to them. And so you build that trust, and you kind of provide all the value, and then slowly people will want to support you, whatever that kind of means. So what other questions you guys have? Anything about online business, anything in general? I definitely enjoy sharing what I've learned so far. And yeah, anything. Okay, let's see. So, okay, you can build a website using a bunch of apps easily. Yep, no, that's true. It was much harder before. Basically, start with Canva and CapCut. Let's take a vote on what we should talk about. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. The newsletter can turn it into a book. Yeah, so you can actually, as far as that goes, you mean as far as like digital products? Is that kind of what you're thinking? Um, yeah, digital products is something that I think is super super powerful, because when you think about it, you create it once, right? And then that's it. You just sell it. You sell it and sell it and sell it. So Lulu for publishing is easy. Okay, I don't think I've used that one before. Um, is Lulu kind of like an Etsy or like a Gumroad, or that type of thing? Is that the kind of thing? Yeah, no, I mean, I haven't really messed with any of that. I mean, I was actually they've been around for years. You can get your upload the file in PDF. Use that to create. I just resold my Xbox controller and got 500 bucks. That's pretty cool. Hey, you know what? That's a good chunk of change right there. 500 bucks for an Xbox controller. That's cool. Good deal. That's a side hustle right there. I mean, any kind of thing making money. So, have you guys heard of Nano Banana? Like Google Nano, I think is the AI like studio for Google. That's pretty wild. I've kind of messed with it for a little bit, and it's pretty crazy. It kind of blows me away with what they have to offer in terms of um like capabilities, and what you can do with like image generation. And I've seen people go on there and they just give it a prompt and they create like cartoon books. Have you guys seen that before? Hey, no worries. I wonder though, like, how legitimate are the cartoon book, like the PDFs? Like, I mean, do you think they're really like original? I mean, do you think AI would really generate it new every time? You're welcome, Mr. Waffle. No problem. Come back. Seriously, come back and see us again. Thanks for stopping in. Okay. So you work for someone who would write, they would write the stuff for. Okay. So like you mean write the AI stuff? That's crazy. I mean, it's such a cool thing. Like the power of using Nano Banana to literally like create a PDF book and then sell it is it blows my mind. Like so you create the book and that's easy, but like the real hard part is like how do you sell it, right? Where do you go to sell it? So that's kind of uh the next big thing. 7 days. Wow. That's pretty quick, isn't it? That's awesome though. That just shows the power of okay, Lulu published. Yeah. Okay. What about did he run any ads? Was he running any kind of ads or anything? Okay, pre-sale on the website. Got it. Okay. Cool. Nice. So what ads would they run? Do you know? Like what Facebook ads or what kind of ads? I'm just curious to learn like I know Google ads is big, Facebook ads, Instagram, TikTok. I think you could probably just like choose your platform, right? I mean, you could choose any platform that that you want to use. Google, Facebook, TV. Okay. Right on. That's cool. Cool. So have you guys heard about because I can't see it on my end, these jewels when you join like a live, what does that look like? Do you guys know what that looks like in terms of like because I can't see it on my end. Create a poll, show support. Let's see. I'm just curious what it is because it doesn't show up on my end. I was trying to look through like the settings and to kind of see if I can find it, but so thank you guys so much for joining. I really appreciate it. So here at this channel, we talk about how to make money online with full-time job, side hustles, online business, really anything that has to do with creating an income online. And so if you guys have any desire, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel and give us a chance. So these are great questions. What other questions you guys have? Yeah, anybody out there, don't be shy. Team up with others to be moderated and do Zoom Live as well at Riverside. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. You mean like kind of have like a group kind of learning session? So team up with others to be moderators and do live as well at Riverside. I don't know if I heard of Riverside. Is that a streaming platform? Oh, right on. Cool. You help your friends, they help you. That's pretty cool. Kind of like, hey, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type of thing. Okay. Got it. Okay, that makes sense why I haven't really heard about it because it's podcast. Okay. Excellent quality podcast platform. That's cool. More like you encourage each other. Okay. That's good. I love the idea of encouraging uh somebody. Yeah, I mean, friends like, online friends, whatever, I like that because yeah, you always need support, right? You always need the support from people. And I think that's super important. Yep. But that's the other part of it. You gotta try not to let that get you down. So you gotta try to just keep getting back up. And you know, I think a lot of times when people leave negative or kind of nasty comments, they just, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they kind of wish that they were doing what you were doing, even if you're not like the most perfect doing it. But maybe they lack the confidence or the self esteem or something like that to actually do it themselves. So, because it's not easy, you know, hitting this button and starting live and just talking to people, you know. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that totally makes sense. I wonder why that is. Like, I mean, is there just like the culture of having respect for people when they're making content online? Yeah, I wonder what, like, why is there a difference there, you know? Like, what is it about different countries that kind of treat, I guess, content creators and people that are just trying to make a living, why treating them so negatively, you know? Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, more group atmosphere. It's definitely one of those things where I think, you know, it doesn't cost anything to support somebody, right? And to like lift somebody up and encourage somebody. So I think we definitely need a lot more positivity. And you know, if somebody's like hating on somebody or they're judging them, I mean, they should probably try to you know, try it out for themselves and walk in their shoes, you know. So yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. I mean, it's you know, yeah, everybody's got their thing, right? Everybody's got their little thing. Um, but I think it's important, obviously, to be open minded and you know, definitely respect everyone um, and their culture and their differences. And that's the only way I think we're going to kind of bring a little more peace and stuff, you know, just overall. So, so what are you thinking about as far as when you're making your content? What are you thinking about my relationship, my relation place? Um, have you started or are you thinking about starting? Yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how. Okay, prepared, years worth of stuff, over prepared, have not launched. Okay. I hear it. I procrastinated a lot when I first started. Like I wanted to start so bad. Um, the first thing that I did, I think, when I started YouTube, the first video I mean that I made was a short, and it was maybe like 10 to 15 seconds long. And as soon as I launched that and I hit that and I made it live, I can't tell you how happy I was to just. I'm like, okay, I did it. I put it live, and I think that's something that's like super underrated, you know, in terms of like taking that first step to being able to do this. So yeah, it's definitely and automate them using AI agents in 10, 15 minutes flat. That's a cool idea. That is a cool idea right there. Yeah, go into coffee shops and automate them live using AI agents 10, 15 minutes flat, then discuss process. I like that. So do you think you would have like, would that be more of like shorts? Do you think that you would do like the short form video, or would you have like the long form and kind of take it? Um, so for me personally, like even on this channel, when I talk about finance or money or whatever, my shorts revenue is literally pennies. So I definitely do better with long form. Okay, segment it out. Yeah, that's a good idea. I definitely do better with long form for sure. Um, in terms of like watch time, and it's not an easy thing to figure out how to get people and keep people engaged with shorts because it's so quick, and you have to really like cut the video, really quickly. So it just, yeah, it's not very easy to keep somebody's attention. You really need to, when they say you need to hook them within like the first 2 or 3 seconds, that is not easy at all. I mean, especially if you're trying to do something like a teaching or a training kind of session. Um, there's definitely ways to do it, but I haven't figured it out because my shorts bomb all the time. So I haven't. That's one thing I haven't been able to kind of capture. Yep, that's a great idea. You want to get exposure and get as many client collaborations and individual clients. Yep. No, I totally agree. And then, are you thinking down the line? Yeah, no, you're welcome. That's how like when I watch people on YouTube, I think you can see through like some of the garbage and kind of the fakeness that people try to portray. Um, and I think people that stutter or their voice cracks or they don't speak maybe perfectly or whatever. To me, that's more authentic and real. I appreciate the imperfections and the what somebody would call insecurities in themselves. I appreciate that in like a content creator because to me that just says like, hey, you're real and you're not trying to put on some front. And you know so I appreciate that, and that's how I always told myself that I would be if I ever did a channel. So yeah, just trying to keep that going. Let's see so I really hope, yeah, you're welcome. I really hope that you guys, if you're interested in like online business and money and side hustles and that kind of thing, um, that you'll explore around in the channel. Take a look. There's a lot of different categories and stuff. So yeah, definitely. And I would definitely can highly recommend once you start kind of getting the ball rolling, something like having a newsletter or like an email list can definitely be a great complement to your content creation. So definitely for sure consider that. Just taking a look here. A platform for email lists. So I actually use Beehive. Beehive is the free platform that I use. They have tiers of like they have tiers of like where you can kind of increase your paying. So like the free plan is up to like 2,500 subscribers, and that's who I use for my email list. But it's like an email list with a newsletter, and they give you a website. They create a website when you every time that you post a newsletter issue. Um, they also do like a post like on a website. So that's who I use, Beehive. Um, let me know if you're interested in like taking a look. I can put a link down here. Just because this is what's on my mind, so I'll put it right here in the chat, just so I don't have to say it out loud, because it might come across. How different is it from HubSpot? It offers integration. So honestly, I think like I like HubSpot. But I think if you're new, and you don't really have that much experience with newsletters and email marketing and that kind of thing, um, I think Beehive is a lot more simple. It's a lot more simple to use and get set up. It's a lot more like drag and drop. I think it just comes down to like a personal preference, to be honest. So I know there's probably some features that are different, um, but I liked it. It drew me in because it was simple, and I didn't really know what the heck I was doing when I started in January of this year, 2025, and it's allowed me to monetize my literally right now I have, let's see, on my newsletter I have 63 subscribers. So, and I'm able to make a couple $100 a month. So, um, I think it just goes to show you don't need to have this crazy big audience in order to make, I mean, obviously the bigger the audience, the more money you're going to make, but you know, yeah. So right now I'm actually writing I'm writing an article about my like a review of Beehive and like my experience. So let me know if you guys end up subscribing to the channel. Let me know if you want me to get that to you, or you know what I can do. I'm gonna put it on the newsletter. So let me actually, in case you guys are interested, obviously no pressure, but if you want to subscribe, the newsletter is free anyway. So it's weekly. I'll put the link here. So if you want to check it out, yeah, I usually release a new issue on Fridays. It's usually like Friday night, but it just talks about like my tricks and tips and techniques and through my experience, like how to make money um, online, different things, mostly side hustles. But it's not like paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs. It's like split into like one or two sentences at a time, so you can easily read it and you can just kind of follow along. Um, so it's not too crazy. It's not it's not like a novel. You're not reading a novel, so yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's been fun. It's been fun so far, especially like combining the newsletter with YouTube has been really cool. So, and that's kind of they kind of complement each other. So, um, I mean, if I can do it and I had no experience, there's no reason why anybody else can't do it. They have a lot of tutorials online that are directly from Beehive. They kind of walk you through kind of like how to set things up and do that kind of thing. There's things that I've personally filmed on the channel, on the YouTube channel, and just kind of walking it through my way, kind of like over the shoulder. I kind of show you like my screen and I show you like click by click. So that's something you can kind of take advantage of if you want to see how somebody in the real world did it or set it up. Um, Not like a company telling you how to set it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's more of like, hey, this is how I actually did it. So, and it kind of approaches it from the perspective of like a complete beginner, somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. So, and I say that, I don't just say that like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Um, it really is true. I mean, I don't know anything about email marketing. I mean, I kind of just fumbled through, I kind of found them and then I just signed up and I started and you kind of learn as you go along. But do you guys have any questions? Do you have any other questions? Either about like the newsletter, the Beehive stuff, or anything else as far as like online business. I definitely want to get your guys' input out there. So let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, what else do we do? I'm trying to think what else we do on the channel. So we talk about like flipping domains. We talk about buying domains and reselling them. Buying domain names and selling them to different companies, or actually just buying a domain. You don't even have to set up a website or anything. This company called Brand Bucket. They were really cool. Um, they pay really well for if they really like a domain, they'll pay you easily thousands of dollars. So I have a couple videos on how to get that set up. Um, that is relatively cheap. It's like a couple bucks to buy like a domain. So you buy the domain yourself, but then you actually, if you're gonna sell it to them, I think they charge like $1 or $2 to like actually submit the domain. So that's something. What else? Like print on demand stuff. We've talked about. I mostly do all of my graphic design stuff for YouTube. I do in Canva. So and of course Canva's free. So I really like to utilize and leverage like as many free tools as I can. So I'm gonna be honest. I have not made money from Brand Bucket. I submitted about 10 to 15 domains, and they rejected all of them. And the reason they rejected them is because I thought I was like the cool guy, and I tried to type domains or I bought domains that were like misspelled. So that was what, yeah, that was what I tried, and they didn't take it. So, but I did have some luck selling some domains on GoDaddy. Made a couple $100 on GoDaddy, uh, buying and selling domains, which was really cool. So that kind of gave me a little boost of like, hey, maybe I can, do this kind of thing. So that was what I kind of like about the channel is the journey of kind of like where I'm started and kind of where I kind of have ended up. So it's been really cool to see, um, just see like kind of like the progression, I guess. So do you think like you guys here? Do you think we should do more lives like this? Like I stopped doing lives like a couple of months ago just because I got busy with other things. But would you like to see more lives? Yeah, you're welcome. Of course, I'd love to do more lives if people are interested out there. Awesome, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's cool. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going through the stats here. Man, I wish that we had just this like the flood of people like come in, like, hundreds of thousands of people. I wonder how YouTube actually, I wonder how they actually, like the algorithm, how does it work to where they figure out how many people they're going to flood to your live? I don't know. I was always curious about that. What do you guys think are like any other like, is there side hustles or anything online that you could think of that sounds easy? Like it would be easy to do or easy to make money, or maybe you were led to believe that it would be easy? I'm just curious. What you need is a Gary V raid. You get that on Whatnot. He did it the other day. What's I know who Gary V is, but what is the raid? You get that on Whatnot. So what is Whatnot? I'm gonna actually search for that. Whatnot. Shop Sell Connect. The live shopping shop sell connect around things you love exploded. Right on. So is that kind of like TikTok shop? Live selling platform. Okay. Cool. Thanks. No, I appreciate the information. I'm learning stuff too. This is super cool. Yeah, because I actually kind of stay in like this little bubble of like, a couple things. And so it's really cool to like learn these new, um, learn about these different tools. Especially because I really truly believe that like live shopping, TikTok shop, that kind of thing, I think that is the current like future of where we are with e-commerce and being able to like make money online. Not the only avenue, but I think that is a good place to start for for people to, if they want to try to start somewhere, then that would probably be a good place for them to start. When you finish, you send everyone to your site and raid their site. He sent it insane to someone who was a starter. It was amazing. That's cool. So you basically just kind of like flood somebody's like live or whatever, or their site when they're, let me see. So where do you get this stuff to sell? Do you have to have this stuff like your own? I'm taking a look at it too, like it's like a party. Shop, sell, and connect around the things you love. Let's see how it works. Take part in a fast paced auction, incredible flash sales, live show giveaways, and so much more. Search our marketplace to find the exact product you're looking for. That's cool. Yeah, that's very cool. That is kind of different. That's kind of different. They don't really have too much like that around. That is pretty interesting. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, imagine you finish a party and I'll show up at your neighbor's part of your store. Yep. So they basically just kind of like, yeah, go in and rush you. That is cool. So does Gary Vee post these kind of videos on like thousands at a time? Holy moly, that's crazy. That's insane. So he posts these like videos that he tells everybody to go like rush this video, this live video or party or whatever. That's cool. So he's absolutely helping out like, these smaller creators for lack of a better term. This is what he does. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into that for sure. That's cool. I think it definitely sounds like an interesting way to like make money for sure online. Hey, my relation place. Does it show how many people does it say is in the live stream? Because it says one, but it on the YouTube studio it just says zero. Five. Right on. That's cool. Yeah, no, I really thank you so much. That's very kind of you. I really appreciate it. You know what? I posted, let me grab it for you. The the newsletter. Let me paste this again so you can, yeah, come on. There we go. Yeah, so there's the link to the newsletter. Um, Everything that we've talked about in the last like 55 minutes or whatever, you're gonna find like every week in the newsletter. So I mean, I'd be super grateful if you want to sign up. That'd be awesome. So I'd love to have you there. Thank you for your time. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come join and talk with me. I really appreciate that. Cool. Thank you. All right, man. Have a good night. Or thank you. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. So we are just talking about really anything, kind of like an AMA. You ask me anything. This channel focuses around online business and side hustles and that type of thing. Um, right on. Thank you so much. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I dropped a couple links here. Um, if you feel inclined, there's a couple of ways to donate if you feel inclined, no obligation. But I also have a newsletter, a free weekly newsletter that I just share kind of like tips and tricks and things through my own experiences, how to make money online. So feel free if you'd like to join that. Um, that'd be awesome. So it kind of complements a YouTube channel. So yeah, just wanted to reach out and see what questions you guys have. Feel free to just type them in the chat. One of the other things we were talking about earlier was how I kind of the transition that I went from starting out on YouTube and then wanting to have kind of more of like a kind of a closer, like a more direct connection, I guess, with the audience, the viewers and that kind of thing. And so that's kind of where the kind of the thought of how do I connect more one on one, and then that kind of led into the newsletter piece of it. So that's what I've been working on earlier this year since January, and it's been really cool. Started out not knowing how to do anything with an email list, with building, putting together, structuring, and creating a layout for a newsletter post, and finally was able to get to a point where I can monetize it, and just a little bit enough to kind of like basically pay for the platform, pay for the fees, and so I mean I count that as a win. That's success. So let me know if you guys have any questions in the chat. How is everybody doing out there? Content live. Okay. Hey everybody, how you doing? Let me know if you guys have any questions. Okay. Okay. Just working away on the newsletter. Let me know if you guys have any questions out there. All right. Let's see. Eighty. Let's see. Hey guys, how you doing out there? Just working on the newsletter here. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to put them in the chat. All right, I think we're gonna call it for today. So let me know down in the comments if you guys want to do this again, and we'll definitely fire this up again. Everybody have a great night. See ya.